Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Minor Vincent, president of Families Helping Families out of Clinton. Minor, welcome. How are you, my friend?
Good to be back.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. What's new?
Well, should we tell people that we survived another food drive?
Yeah, we could talk. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a recap of the food drive.
So we're always a little bit nervous about the food drives because of the weather that we've encountered. But
Right.
This, our fall food drive, it was a beautiful sunny day. People were very, very generous, and we got well over 1,000 pounds of food.
Okay.
So we look forward to another early spring food drive, and hopefully there will be no snow flying.
No, of course not. Now, as far as the food drive that we just had, so how did you guys do pound of food wise? And also, I believe you guys were also collecting monetary donations as well. How do you do?
So we got a little over 1,200 pounds of food.
Okay.
And we got a little over $800 worth of donations.
Oh, wow.
So we were, between the two food drives, spring and fall, we got about 2,500 pounds of food.
Oh, wow.
Which is really good.
And all of the food and all of the money that you guys raise stays locally in Clinton, right?
Yep, the food is delivered that day to the pantry.
Yep.
And we use the monetary donations for our twice-a-week deliveries of fresh produce, non-perishables, and personal care items. Right. And since the beginning of the pandemic, in April 2020, we are almost 210,000 pounds of those items delivered to the pantry.
Wow.
So, we're really indebted to the people in Clinton because if it weren't for their generous donations, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in.
Right. And you and I both know after the food drive, the food goes directly to the food pantry. You and I know that firsthand because
we have muscles.
Exactly. Because we were one of the vehicles that went and brought the food to.
We are not only the collectors, we are the unloaders.
Yep. Pretty much alongside, is it Bob?
Yes, Bob Eberg,
yeah.
Who's the manager of the pantry.
That's right.
So it was very good. We're very pleased.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you one thing we're worried about.
Uh-oh.
And that is the weather.
Yeah.
So we have a program called Energy Assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And we try and help people out. I'm very concerned because right now, and I checked before I came on, the average price of home heating oil is $5.29 a gallon.
Okay. Wow.
So I went back and checked my records from last year, and at the same time, it was $2.79. So that's $2.50 a gallon more.
Right.
So we work with Cheryl Church at Clinton Social Services.
Right.
So I urge everybody to contact Cheryl and register because the state has energy assistance programs.
Right.
So if you register, depending on the family size and the family income, you probably will qualify for one of the programs that are available. And what happens is you get a certain allotment. When that allotment is used up, there's also an emergency allotment.
Okay.
And then when that is used up, then that's when our program kicks in. So like I said, $5.29, if you get 100 gallons of oil, that's $529.
Right.
And hopefully the weather cooperates this winter and it's not
freezing cold.
Right. And,
no snow.
No snow. So I urge everybody, that's important, that to contact Cheryl and make sure that you sign up if you're eligible for these state programs.
Right.
The other thing is we are just in the beginning stages of our full Thanksgiving table effort.
Yes, I saw turkey.
So there is a turkey out in front of the Clinton Police Department. And the way the program works, so we're trying to give every family that uses the Clinton Food Pantry a $25 gift card.
Okay.
So instead of getting a turkey, they can get a gift card. They can go to one of the 3 supermarkets, shop for the Thanksgiving dinner that they would like to have.
Right.
We also do a huge delivery of fresh produce before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So that will be available also at the food pantry. So you can go to one of the 3 supermarkets. You can buy a gift card, and in the back of the turkey, there's a slot. You just put the gift card in the slot. You can send a check to us at Post Office Box 166, Clinton, or you can go online at fhfclinton.org and do a donation online. And then we will take those donations and convert them into food cards.
Very nice.
So one of the issues is not really an issue, but the reality is the number of families that are using the food pantry now.
Yeah.
So when we first started this effort 6 years ago, there was about 100 families. And now over the years it's grown, and this year it's 400 plus families. So we need 400 gift cards.
Wow.
To make sure we take care of every family.
Wow.
So we're hoping that people continue to donate, and we've gotten some of the manufacturers in town are on board, and they're collecting gift cards for us.
Oh, nice.
So we're very hopeful that we can do it.
Now, we didn't talk about this during the opening segment, but how did Helping Families get started?
16 long years ago,
All right.
we started, and it was a similar circumstance. We were concerned about the high cost of heating oil.
Right.
And so we started with one program, which was energy assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we've grown into 4 separate programs, which hopefully covers most of the needs that people would have. We have one program, the Clinton Kids Initiative, which deals with issues related to children.
Mm-hmm.
This summer, we were very fortunate. We had 26 camp scholarships that we awarded.
Right.
To Cindy Stevens Art Camp.
Yep.
To Kids Connection Summer Musical Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And to the Clinton Sailing Club.
Okay.
So we were able to do that. We also do backpacks for back to school.
Yep.
We do new clothes and new shoes for back to school. Coming up at Christmas time, we will do gift cards for tweens. So everybody does Toys for Tots, and they do a great job.
Right.
But there's the 10 to 16-year-olds that tend to get ignored at Christmas time.
Right.
So what we do is we go out and we get hundreds of gift cards, and we distribute them through Clinton Social Services.
Okay.
And that way those children can take the gift card and go to the store of their choice and buy a Christmas gift of their choice.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure that there's something under everybody's tree at Christmas time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we do families to families, which if there's an emergency or a catastrophe, that program kicks right in. There was a family in town recently had a house fire.
That's right.
And we were able to help them find a house to rent, and we were also able to give them a substantial amount of money for a down payment to live there. So they're in that rent right now and doing very well. So we don't want people to have to fill out paperwork and go through forms. And when people are going through something, they want to be able to just know that there's help available and not have to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever time frame for assistance.
Exactly.
And so we do the Food for Clinton, which is self-explanatory, but again, it's twice a week. We are fortunate we found a wholesale produce company that we partnership with, and so we're buying produce at considerably cheaper prices than local supermarkets. And then we have non-perishables and personal care items that we've been able to find some vendors that we can buy a lot cheaper than the open market. Just to give you an example.
Sure.
So when you go to a supermarket and you see a can of vegetables for $1.29, $1.39, we're buying that same can for 57 cents.
Wow.
So, when people donate, I say, we can really stretch your dollars.
Right. And I'm sure that you guys have seen, especially now, with the ever-going price of everything skyrocketing, I'm sure dealing with the wholesale produce company actually helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You guys
We save a lot of money. And the problem is, one of the problems is the supply line is basically fractured.
Right.
And a lot of companies have put restrictions on how much you can actually buy at a time.
Really?
And the latest wrinkle in the whole system is anything that has weight is not being shipped. Because of
what?
Really? Yeah, because of the increase in shipping costs.
Right.
So what happens is, like, I used to be able to buy 200 cans of pasta sauce at a time.
Yeah.
Now I can only buy 10 or 12, and they won't deliver.
So you got to go get it.
So in some cases, yeah, I would have to go pick it up. Because
God.
Anything that's got any weight to it is going to increase their cost.
Exactly.
So that's one of the reasons why they put restrictions on it. And it's also time frames have lengthened.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be able to get some things in 2 days, and now it might be a week. It might be
God.
10 days.
Oh, boy.
But one of the good things is, like with Amazon, we're on a subscribe and save.
Right.
So we get an extra 15% off. We have a list of about 25 items, and every week I pick and choose what gets shipped to me. And we also are doing a weekend backpack food program at Joel's school.
Oh yeah, that's right. With Lisa Carone.
Lisa Carone.
That's right.
And so what we've done is we have a separate Amazon subscribe and save list to that.
Oh, okay.
Because we have about 13 items that we get every 2 weeks. They get delivered to my house. We bag them up. In fact, this morning, I delivered them to Joel's school.
Oh, okay.
And tomorrow morning, Lisa and some of her students will go around, and they'll put those bags in the backpacks of kids whose families might have some food issues on the weekends. Yeah. So
cool.
We're very happy to do that. But again, it's required a lot of advanced planning, because you don't know. Like, I could get a pop-up and say, this particular item is not available.
Right.
And so that throws the whole system that we've developed out of whack. And so instead of delivering the 12 to 13 items, maybe only 10 get delivered.
Oh, boy.
So it's when they say there's issues with the supply chain, there's
issues with the supply. There's issues with the supply chain.
Not only that, but the prices have gone up considerably too, as anybody that goes shopping every week knows.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're just trying to do the best we can, and we're grateful to the people in town.
No, absolutely. And they still are at First Church in Clinton. They're still doing the food pantry.
Yep.
On Wednesday nights.
On Wednesday nights.
Can you maybe tell us about that?
So during the pandemic and continuing now, they are doing grab and go. So what happens is, during the day, they load 3 separate bags with different. They use one bag is non-perishable food items.
Yeah.
One bag is personal care items, and one bag is meat, fish, or poultry.
Okay.
And so what happens is, you come through the line, and they will hand you those 3 bags.
Okay.
But it's also has created a lot more labor involved, a lot more people involved, because the bags have to be pre-packed before, obviously, the people get there.
Right.
But they're every Wednesday, and they do just a remarkable job, because they're there, and they make sure everybody in line gets some food.
And I'm sure that takes time to pack all the bags and do everything they have to do.
They have separate crews. They have a morning crew, an afternoon crew. But they do a wonderful job.
No, absolutely.
But it's a lot more work than traditional. Traditionally, it was set up. Tables were inside. People would come up, go by the table, and it was set up by, a family of 2, a family of 4, et cetera, et cetera. And people would just pick out what they wanted and put them in their own bags, and off they went. But now, they're not doing that. So everything's got to be prepackaged.
Right.
So it's a lot more work.
And I'm sure it's a lot more time consuming to prepackage everything.
Yep.
It's not
very much so.
you could do it yourself, or you could just go on this, and this. Somebody's actually got to pack each bag individually.
So think about it: 400 families, and they're getting 3 bags of each. That's
1,200 bags.
Yep.
Right.
So that's a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And how did the idea of the full Thanksgiving table come about?
We sat down and we said, what can we do besides a frozen turkey?
Right.
And, some people don't want a turkey at Thanksgiving. Some
Right.
people want a ham. Some people, want chicken. So we went shopping.
Okay.
And what we did is we tried to have a list of items that would be on a Thanksgiving table.
Right.
So a few cans of vegetables, some rolls, obviously a turkey,
Right.
a can of cranberry sauce, a pie.
Mm-hmm.
And so we shopped, and we found out to cover that basic dinner, you could do it for $25. And so we said, okay, well, let's go one step further, and let's make sure that we have, say, a double shipment of fresh produce at the pantry before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So we took both of those ideas, put them together, and that's how it was born. And I think, the way we looked at it is we didn't want anybody in town, any family in town, to feel like Thanksgiving Thursday was just another Thursday.
Right.
We wanted people everybody in town to have a Thanksgiving table that at least had the basics.
Okay.
So that's how it started. Like I said, we started 6 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
it's grown now to, over 400 families.
Right.
So the idea was ours, but it's become a town-wide effort.
Okay.
So from the manufacturers to other nonprofits to all the individuals that donate, it's become a real town-wide effort, and we're so very grateful that people feel the same about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is an American holiday. It's a family
absolutely.
holiday, and you don't want to see somebody not being able to celebrate that day.
Absolutely. And it's actually a fun holiday too, because not only do you get to eat all day, you eat family, friends, and people you haven't seen.
And it's a gathering. It's a gathering holiday.
Absolutely.
And, we just felt like it wasn't right that people might have to just be by themselves and not have sufficient food, especially on that day.
Absolutely.
So it's the community has embraced the idea, and it's grown. And this year, it's a $10,000 effort.
Mm-hmm.
So for people to be generous and be concerned enough to donate is quite a testimony to the town of Clinton.
Absolutely. Now, one thing we didn't mention when we talked about the food drive during the beginning of the show, we actually, meaning Families Helping Families on the food drive, for all the many years prior, as long as I can remember, we were at Stop and Shop.
Yep.
But we moved.
We moved.
We moved on up. Where'd we go?
Okay. So we went to Big Y.
Yes.
And they've embraced us and our mission in the Clinton community.
Yeah.
And we just felt like we would give them a try. New supermarket in town.
Right.
And they have been very, very good to us. And I think people that shopped were obviously very generous if we collected that much food.
Mm-hmm.
So it's become a good partnership, and I think we'll probably be back again.
Yeah, no. And the store manager over in Clinton, Bob Rainville, is just such a nice guy.
Bob has been very, very good. So when we were there in the spring, all of a sudden one of the employees came out with a shopping cart that was loaded to the max with a lot of the items that we have on our shopping list that day, and so we were very grateful to
Yes.
that. They, and it was something new for them too. So I think it worked out well, and hopefully they'll have us back again next year.
All right. Now, as far as one of the other touching moments of the food drive, and you can agree with me if you want, was when those two women showed up
Yep.
who want to remain anonymous.
Yep.
But they come in and they donated, what, 2 or 3 carts of food?
They have.
That made me cry.
They have been coming to our food drives
Yep.
for a number of years, and what they do is, during the year when they see things on sale that they think that we could use, they buy them
Mm-hmm.
and they store them, and they wait till either our spring or our fall food drive, and then they come and they unload. And like you
Yes.
said, I think it was 3 or 4 carts
Yes.
full, and they just do it out of the goodness of their heart. We wanted to take a picture with them, and they declined,
Right.
and we respect that. But that just goes to show you some of the character of the people in our town. That they're just concerned that people might not have enough,
Mm-hmm.
and they do, like I said, they spend the whole year and they just shop and they store it, and then when we have a food drive, they bring it. And that's a remarkable story.
Absolutely.
And I believe they're sisters.
Okay.
And so we're very grateful to people like that take the time to share and care about other people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, as far as we're about to go into hibernation season
Yes.
and go down for a long winter's nap and wake up probably in February or March.
Let's hope February. Yes.
Yeah, let's hope February, no snow, and getting the mindset for a food drive. But what's Families Helping Families got coming up this
So
season?
in actuality, we have a pretty full pre and spring calendar.
Okay.
So in March, probably the last Saturday in March, we'll do our spring food drive. We're going to probably skip April. In May, we're going to do our Go Fly a Kite,
Okay.
where we just invite people down to the Clinton Beach
Yeah.
for a kite day. And we did that last year for the first time, and I think people enjoyed it. Then in June, we're going to do Bike Safety Day with the bike guy.
We did that last year.
We did that last year
I was there.
at the police department.
That's right.
Then we're working on a couple of this will be the 3rd year that we are partnering with Kids Connection with the Groove Crew
Yeah.
to do concerts outside in June, July, and August. And then we are going to attempt to do some concerts. The upper floor of the Academy build has been completely remodeled,
Okay.
and we are going to try and have a couple of concerts there. And then outside the Academy building, on the rear portion of it, is a natural amphitheater.
Okay.
So we are going to try and do a couple of outdoor concerts in May and June.
Oh, cool.
So that's a pretty good idea of what's on the drawing board,
Okay.
and I'm very, very hopeful that we can put on all those events.
Absolutely.
And hopefully all the concerts will be free.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want people to come and enjoy themselves. And number one, with the kids, to see some of the talented children that we have in this town.
Right.
And with the adult concerts, some of the more talented people that we have in this town.
Absolutely. I never knew that the Academy building got redone inside. I've never been inside that building. I've been by it. I've never
Yep.
been inside.
Well, the whole upstairs has been redone, and I've gone to a few plays there, and it's a very nice setting.
Okay.
And now they're working, trying to raise funds to remodel the whole downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yep. So we hopefully, by having a few concerts upstairs, we can show people what they've been able to accomplish. And with the outside, we just, we thought May and June would be a good time to have an outside concert.
Now is that a town building, or is that building
The
run
building
by?
is owned by the First Church, and
Oh, okay.
they graciously allowed the Kids Connection to have all their events there that they don't have at other venues.
Oh, nice.
And it's a teaching building also.
Okay. I didn't know that building was owned by First Church.
Yep.
I
It was owned by the town. I think
Yep.
they deeded it back to the church.
okay.
So I know we're getting close to the end.
No,
but
we've got
okay.
some more time.
I just want to make sure that people understand to how important it is to call Cheryl Church,
Yep.
Clinton Social Services,
Right.
and register for heating assistance.
Now, for heating assistance, is the application process lengthy, or does it?
No, it's not that involved. But if they call her, they can set up an appointment, and she will sit down and go over the application with them. And if people would like to donate to the full Thanksgiving table effort,
Right. Yeah. Go for it.
you can go online to fhsfclinton.org,
Okay.
and it's $25 for one gift card, or they can send a check to P.O. Box 166
In Clinton.
in Clinton.
Okay.
And we would be very happy if they do that, or they can put a gift card in the turkey that is outside the Clinton Police Department.
And when can they put the gift card outside in the turkey until, and when are you guys going to collect them?
Probably the 14th of November.
Okay.
And on the 16th, we will be giving all the cards to the Clinton Food Pantry.
Okay. Now, as far as the website goes, what types of information can people find on the website?
So we recently redid the website.
Okay.
And what there is there's a home page which lists a couple of things that we've recently done. There is, when you go, you click on the top, if you click About Town,
Mhm.
there's all our activities from the year so far and an explanation of what they were, some pictures. So we're very proud of the website that we've just recently redone. But you can donate on the website. You know, it's pretty much self-explanatory. There's a button. If you want to donate, you just press the button. And
Cool. Minor Vincent from Families Helping Families. Thanks for some time. We'll see you again soon.
Pete, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay.
On behalf of Minor Vincent, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night. We'll see you next week.